Well, thank you there to the News Desk team. And now it's time for one of our regular series of interviews. And I'm delighted to be joined in the Llanelli Talking Newspaper studio by Susie Hamill, who is the coordinator for the Links project, I think I believe it's called in Llanelli. Right. Welcome, Susie.
Thank you very much indeed. Lovely to be here.
Good. And I understand this building actually holds a bit of personal significance for you.
It does, yes, because I used to live in the house next door. So I did have a little nose over the garden wall as I came in to record to see how my garden was looking.
So it's a bit of a trip down memory lane today.
Absolutely. And actually the Links office is just down the bottom of the road, at the bottom of Queen Victoria Road. So although I came in the car, Robert, I could have walked.
You could have walked, really. But anyway, it's a bit of a rainy day, but it's just as well. So tell us, Susie, what is Links? What is it as a project?
Well, Links is a unique to Llanelli project, a unique charity. It's only here in Llanelli, and it was founded in 1993 by a group of people who realised that there was a room, really, a gap in the market, if you like, that there was no provision for people who had recovered or were recovering from mental health problems. There was no provision for them to gain some skills, build their self-confidence and self-esteem and move on in their lives. So that was the start of it back in 93 when we were situated in Trostre.
Right.
We're now, as I say, at the bottom of Queen Victoria Road. So we offer a range of learning and creative opportunities for people. We do some accreditation, but we do lots of exhibitions and we publish books and we're writing a film this year. So lots of stuff.
Lots of things going on.
Lots of things. A big range of opportunities for people to come along. And of course, the people who come to Links are people who largely live in their own houses, who may be anxious, stressed, depressed. As I say, we're just there really to support them and help them move on.
Okay. And the building you currently occupy, is it the old YWCA building?
I think it's the old youth training something or the other. It's now owned by Robert Thomas, RT Electricals, and we are really grateful to him. He's a fantastic landlord because he built a bespoke project for us. You know, I went in the early days into a very greasy, oily, smelly hangar and said, I want all these things. And 8 months later, hocus pocus, it's there. So we're really lucky. We've been very fortunate.
Awesome.
And it's easy for people to access. People can come to us. We're on a bus route, by train. It's easy.
Close to the town centre and so on.
Sure.
I understand you had something of a grand opening, didn't you?
We did indeed. When we moved to the new project, I was so excited, the new building, I was so excited by it all that I asked an old school friend of mine, somebody who your listeners might have heard of, somebody by the name of Hugh Edwards, if he'd come along and open it for us, which he did, and he was terrific. He stayed with us for 2.5, 3 hours, and we had lunch with him. That was provided by Angela in the Stradley Park Hotel. Right. So it was lovely, and Hugh spent an enormous amount of time, spoke to everybody who was there, and was very kind and generous with his time. And indeed with himself, because now he's one of my patrons.
Right.
Him and Patrick Mansell-Lewis are our patrons, which is great news for us, So
it's great that Hugh takes an interest in, I know for a fact that he's very interested in things in Llanelli, and he does take the opportunity whenever he's got a break from a shift at the BBC, so to speak, to participate in things back home. And but it's great that he's become your patron.
Yeah, he's great, and I only have to, I'll get in touch with him. I think he gets a bit sick of seeing emails from me. He knows it's a begging thing, but wherever he can, he always says yes, and that's very much his, his principle really, which is terrific. And when he comes home, he's always been, for somebody who's reached the giddy heights of doing all the stuff he's done and broadcasting on the salient events he's done, Obama's inauguration, the royal wedding, opening of the Olympics this year. He's still a good old boy from Llanelli. It's terrific.
It's great to know that. Yes.
Absolutely, yeah.
But how many people use the service?
I would say in a year we have between 60 to 70 people. We're open 5 days. As I say, we offer a range of things. It's all very scheduled because we try to get routine back into people's lives. It's more of a friendly college, I think, than anything else. So people come to do set things with us, set projects. We always have an end project, an end thing, if you like, an artefact, So it's not drop-in. So we're open 5 days a week, and between 60 and 70 people in any year will be referred to us.
So if I was interested in photography or art, or are those the sort of things that you offer?
Yeah, a range of things. If I can remember them all, I'll briefly go through them. We do art, fine art, drawing, painting, pottery. We've got a kiln and wheels there. We do textile textile work, digital photography, filmmaking we're doing, which is new this year, IT, which is accredited via the local college. We do something called Shop Cook Eat, which is a healthy living sort of concept where a group of people get together, give a small amount of money, decide what they're going to eat. They shop together, then they cook it together, they eat it together, clean up together. So it's about helping people move forward with those skills as well, that particular course. So we're also a member-led organisation. So we'll have members' meetings once a month. And if there's anything they want to do, if I can make it happen, I will do.
That's great. And is everybody getting together as a team, basically, isn't
Absolutely.
it?
And people with mental health problems frequently do feel undervalued, don't have any self-confidence. So to offer them something that they've asked for is, it's important, isn't it? Important in their recovery.
How would, if I was somebody wanting to access the service, how would I do that? Do I turn up and knock on the door, or
no? We're not.
Ring?
You have to refer. You have to be referred. Now you can self-refer if anybody wants to. They can self-refer. We're all on one level, incidentally. So if anybody wanted to come, we're fully disabled accessible, which is really important. I need to say. So you could ring up. We'd get referral forms, or somebody would come to see you with the forms, and then we just need a GP to fill in part of it, and along you come. And if somebody started doing one thing and it didn't suit them, then it's okay, we'll swap to something else. We find something to suit everybody if we can.
Well, that's excellent. And I understand, well, you're always looking for funds, aren't you? I mean, how do you get funded?
Well, because we're mental health, an amount of our core funding comes from the local health board, and very twitchily we haven't received our renewed contracts yet. We're waiting for that. But we do go to funding bodies. On a local level, we've had funding from the Ray Gravel and Friends Charitable Trust, which we're enormously grateful for because it allowed us to kit out our kitchen. We go to any funding bodies we can, really. There's big ones out there, Tudor Trust. Lloyd's TSB are funding our filmmaking project. But we're always in a case, every charity is always looking for money and for funds.
Well, good luck with looking for funds anyway.
Yes,
I think we want to talk today really about the latest project that you've got, which is a booklet, which has come out. And what's it called? It's
called Different Visions, Beautiful Minds. And it's a creative collection of writings, of paintings, of photographs that have been produced at Links by the members. And we had funding for this from Llanelli Rural Council. And really, I am enormously grateful because it's hard getting a book published, as you will know.
Indeed.
Very, very hard. So for this group of people to get something published, it's really incredible and very valuable for them as an experience.
And it contains prose, poetry,
photographs of paintings, photographs of scenery around Llanelli, sayings, all manner of things, really.
Right. And you're selling it for how much?
We're selling it for £5, and all of that money goes directly back into services.
Right. Is it available in places in town?
Well, currently I haven't done that. I need to go and have a chat to a few people. Maybe Mr. Barry Lewis can help me out with that. But I have to tell you that we had 200 of them published. Our publisher gave us 100 free as a present, and we've already sold about 160. So that's not bad for something that came out on the 25th of November, But, I mean, if you want me to give a phone number.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's 757 957. And if you'd like a copy of the book, give us a ring and we'll sort out about getting one to you.
Excellent. And do you have a website as well?
We do. It's www.links.uk.net.
Okay. I tell you what, Susie, if you could do us a favour, I mean, to give our listeners a flavour of what's inside the book, perhaps you'd like to read a short extract, and I believe you've probably got a poem there that you've bookmarked.
I have. This is a poem written by somebody called Grace. I'm going to read it, obviously, in my voice, but with my interpretation. Grace's might be something else. And it simply says, Links. How special, so warm, so nice. What a safe haven, if needed, advice. A place to go if you feel blue, non-judgmental, sincere and true. What a great place if you feel happy or sad. The members all amazing, the staff all glad. Always someone to talk to, whatever your mood. No one gets angry if you're quiet or rude. Someone to talk to, interact with, feel right. Nothing malicious, no hurt, no spite. Thank you to Links, you've reached my heart. Saved me in time before I truly fell apart.
That's great, Susie, and that gives our listeners a taste of what's inside the book. So hopefully that they'll be discussing that in future editions. And
hopefully so.
Yeah, thank you very much, Susie Hamill, for coming in to see us. And perhaps we'll see you again and talk a little bit further about Links and what the work you do a little bit further on in the year.
Thank you very much indeed, and a happy New Year to everybody as well.
Indeed, thank you.